Shakira, beautiful energy, a beautiful mom, but there's still some things that you're not ready to deal with in the process that maybe you have to work through. So
Thank you.
Normally, I would be saying, why was this person sent home? I would be advocating, no, they shouldn't have sent them home. It wasn't fair. But I think in this case, I have to say, in order for her to heal and for her mental well-being, I think this was the best decision. I would have rather they sent home KADIAN or they sent home SHAREESE, but I think Shakira was the best decision to send home. I know I had high expectations at the start of the season, hoping that she and LJ might have something, but I think that never seemed to blossom. Hey there, it's Valerie. Welcome back. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Ready to Love, Season 7, Episode 6. If you're new to my channel, please leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. So the episode starts with the guys meeting up with Tommy, having a conversation about their connections with the ladies, and Tommy encouraging them to step out of their comfort zone and try and arrange romantic dates. So the episode starts with LJ and Cherise going on a date, and I didn't quite understand that date because I didn't think they had any a connection. I felt like it was them sort of trying to sort of smooth out whatever misunderstanding they might have. I felt like they had both heard that they were both unhappy with the other person, and then that LJ wasn't happy with Cherise and felt Cherise wasn't ready to love, or Cherise felt LJ wasn't ready to love, and I think this is why they went on this date, just to smooth things out. They did do a salsa dance class, and I was surprised that Cherise can't dance. Anyway, so after the dance class, LJ, it was sweet that he brought flowers first, first and foremost. So after the dance class, LJ tried to have a conversation with Cherise, and it was like pulling teeth because she would just give him one word answers, and it's like, do you really want to be here, or are you just being here just because you know you have to? I didn't get that. I didn't get that. And she was sort of saying, oh, our connection and this. I don't think Sharice has a connection with anyone. I don't think she's impressed by any of the guys. I think she just likes the idea of being on TV, but I don't think she has a connection with any of the guys because most of them she's very dismissive or she's very argumentative with them. So I don't get that. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Randall goes on a date with Jamala, and for me, Randall, I think, is really enjoying this process because he's got a connection with Jamala, he's got a connection with KAYLA and TRANIKA. So I really don't get who he's actually that serious about, or whether he's just trying to run the clock out. So he meets up with Jamala. They go to make perfumes. He brings her roses. That was sweet, and they really seem to enjoy themselves. And I think Jamala is now, I think, a competition for the ladies that have a connection with Randall, because Jamala already knows that Tranika and KAYLA have a connection with Randall as well, and I think she's trying to outdo them. This is why she tried to make personalized labels. She was asking him, do you see yourself falling in love, or have you fallen in love? And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I think they have a cute connection, but I don't know who Randall is serious about. And so, unlike Justin, who's a bit standoffish, Randall comes across as very sweet and very, very attentive. And I think this is where the confusion is, because he understands he's in a process where he needs to know all the ladies and see who's his strongest connection. And the ladies, I don't think, are taking it that way anymore. I think there's a bit of competition there, and I think there's an underlying sort of jealousy there, and they're sort of trying to see who does he feel, more attracted to, or because I think this is why Jamala was asking him, do you feel like you're falling in love, or you could fall in love? And it's like, I don't know. Maybe pump the brakes and see how it goes. I think it's a bit too early for you to say that. I think maybe wait to see who his connection is stronger with, or maybe wait for him to actually express who he feels more drawn to. Because the more you girls are becoming competitive, it could turn out to be an egg, and it could turn him off. But hey, it is what it is. And then Swayze arranged sort of a workout date in the park with LUNIE and Shakira and Justice. And Justice, the way he came dressed, I don't know whether Swayze didn't tell him because the girls were dressed for exercise. I think he just didn't want to do it because he came smart casual. So I don't know what he was trying to do. I like the fact that Looney was very attentive and took his jacket for him. And so he said he couldn't, jump on the trampoline and he would rather sit back and stuff. And it was just like, okay, Justin, do yourself, do you. They all seemed to enjoy themselves though. They all seemed to enjoy themselves. I was surprised because I didn't think that Shakira had a connection with either Justice or Swayze, so I was surprised to see her there. After the workout, they then sat down and had conversations. Justice went off with Looney and Shakira went off with Swayze. I know Swayze said, he's had a conversation with Shakira and he felt there might be something there, so he was trying to sort of see if that could work out. And for me, I think Swayze is a nice guy, but I don't think he has the capacity to deal with someone who's been through what Shakira's been through. And I think she needs a special type of guy with patience, understanding, someone who has a lot of love to give. And so I don't think either Justice or Swayze is the right guy. So they did sit, have a conversation, and I like the fact that Shakira and Swayze obviously they do have kids, so that's something they had in common. And it was nice that Swayze was asking how about you, how is your son, and Shakira was also asking about Swayze's daughter. So that was sweet. But then Shakira confided in Swayze what had happened at the white party and how she felt about it. And he came across as caring, but I don't think he has the capacity to deal with someone who's in Shakira's position. I don't know him, I might be wrong. Justice somehow he said he felt his connection with Looney was stronger. I liked the fact that they were talking, they were was flirting, they seemed to understand each other, and he, Looney appeared to sort of be able to understand Justice more than the other girls because I think most of the girls see him as very dismissive and uncaring. So I think this was surprising for them. And then we have Samson. Samson goes on a date with Brandy. I was surprised. I didn't expect because for me, if you were to ask me who's the most settled couple or the couple that if the show were to end today, you'd say are settled, I'll say Brandy and Mike because they seem to have a very strong connection. Samson obviously said he hadn't really had enough time with Brandy, but he seems to like her and wanted to take her out on a date and see if they had a connection and if they could build on that. I like the fact that Samson understood that Brandy, obviously, she's a flight attendant. So he brought her a diary to sort of, it looked like a diary, sort of like a journal for her to just journal in. And he said, we could always check up on it a year from now and see if there's any progress and whatever. And then they were talking, he was asking her, have you ever been engaged or whatever? And she told him, no, nobody has actually ever asked me to marry them. So I've never been engaged before. And it was nice to see them just have a normal conversation. Do I think they could have a connection? Yeah, Brandy comes across as someone who's very social, but sadly, I think because Mike and her connection is very strong, I don't think Samson stands a chance. I think Samson would be better off pursuing the other ladies. Yeah, it would be nice to check up on Brandy from time to time, but I don't see anything there. And so Mike goes on a date with Kayla, and it was sweet because they do have a connection. It might not be as strong as Brandy and Mike, but they do have a cute connection. I like the fact that Mike said, Brandy is, that relationship that you take home and that you can enjoy and whatever. But Kayla is that sort of video relationship that you just see there. And it was like, I don't think that is the right words to use because I don't think Kayla will be happy when she sees that. I think he sort of made it like Kayla is that girl that you dream of, but you will never be able to sort of commit to a relationship with her because she is out of your reach, and so you'll never be able to sort of be on the same level as her. Whereas Brand is very relatable, so it's easy to form a connection with her and have a relationship with her. Mike and Kayla obviously decided to compete because Kayla apparently likes to compete, and the prize was going to be a kiss. There was a lot of flirting. Yeah, they do have a lot of sexual attraction. They do. And they do have some sort of connection, but I think Mike is so committed to his connection with Brandy that it might be a bit too late for Kayla. And I don't know who Kayla will connect to. I think Kayla maybe needs to sort of step back and connect with someone like Samson because I don't think Randall is it for her. And I think sadly, Mike, I think, is now committed to Brandy, so it's too late for her. Um, After she won, obviously, Kayla, Mike said, no, I can't kiss her on the lips because I've heard she's kissing a lot of people. She's kissed Zoe and she's kissed Randall, so I can't keep kissing all these guys, you know. And it was like, are you jealous or what? I think they had a conversation off camera because he walked her to her car and then their conversation was a bit mumbled. I couldn't quite understand. And then they just said, okay, we'll talk later. Samson then went on another date with Swayze, Mike, Cherise, um, Kadian, and Tranika. And um, it was a bit of a strange date for me in the sense that because I don't see the connection with anyone in the group, I think they just wanted to get to know the girls. I think Kaden is more connected to Swayze, yes, but Tranika, maybe Samson. And we all know Charisse and Mike can't stand each other, so I'm surprised that the two of them were in the same room. I don't know. I think that was just the last minute date whereby the guys just wanted to have a conversation with the girls and see where the girls stood. Um, Apparently, for some reason, Samson said he felt he had a connection with Charisse, and it's like, do you really have a connection, or are you just looking for someone because you know that you know Shakira wants to go home? Because I think he had a great date with Shakira, so I don't know. I think Samson needs to either focus on Tranika or he needs to focus on Kayla because Randall, I don't think, is as into them as he is into Jamala. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It was surprising that there was no fighting or arguing, though, for some reason. Even Mike sat down and had a conversation with KD, and I was surprised. I was really surprised. But anyway, that was a great date. Tommy arranged, a meal with everybody, so the ladies and the men, and he said he wanted to do some housekeeping and address some concerns that were there. And I think Jamala wanted to claim her territory because she sort of asked, Randall that who is he really interested in because there's way too many, conversations happening. So he wants to know, he wants it cleared out so that the girls know where they stand with him. And that was a bit like, oh, okay, mark your territory, young lady. Hey, let them know he's yours. And then from there, we had Shakira sort of say she was unhappy because she felt that some people had shared her story without her consent, and you could see people sort of looking at each other. And Kaidin immediately stepped up and said, "Do you mean me? Do you mean me?" And I didn't like the way it all played out because then Shakira walked off crying, and Kaidin started talking and swearing and everything. And at that point, I thought they were going to send Kaidin home. I thought they were going to send Kadeen home because I felt it was inappropriate to do that in front of the guys. And I'm surprised the guys didn't say anything unless they were told, no, let's leave it for next time. Because if that is how she blows out to another lady, what happens when it's her partner and her that have a falling out? I didn't like that. I felt that very uncomfortable. Even the guys were very uncomfortable. So I was surprised that it was only Tranika who stood up to go and sort of check on Shakira and see what was happening there. I think it was messy and shady because Brandy then called out Samson that why are you giving everyone a present? And which was like, well, he's meeting with ladies, so it's a good thing that he's giving gifts. He's not like Justice who said, I won't do anything for you unless we are in a, unless there is a strong romantic connection with you. And then Kayla decided to just ask Mike a question. And so Mike knows what he was doing. He didn't want her to say anything bad. So I think this is why he said to her, okay, come, let's stand and let's look at each other because he knew, their chemistry and whatever connection. She wouldn't say anything that's a bit off. And she was like, oh, you want me to open up, but you don't want to open up. I want us to, and, you know, Brandy wasn't having it. Brandy wasn't having it. And she was like, are we at a wedding or what? Why are they standing? It's like they're asking, does someone need to object? And I want to object to this because, and it was just hilarious. You can see the jealousy. Conversation with everyone. Tommy then asks the girls to excuse them for a bit, and the guys are sort of able to sort of address their concerns about which lady they feel is not ready to love. And I think after the way she cried and she sort of walked off and everything that happened with Shakira, they just felt she wasn't ready, and it wasn't fair to her to continue to keep her in the process, knowing that she's not coping and she's struggling, and because of some of the other stronger personalities, this is affecting her mental well-being. So I have to commend the boys for saying, for putting her in the bottom and sending her home. Am I surprised about Charisse? No, no. I think Charisse is very dismissive to a lot of the guys, and she's very confrontational with guys. And I think she keeps trying to bring up this beef with Mike, and so Mike, I think, has shut that door. I think most of the guys, LJ, I think, has shut the door with Charisse as well. But it was interesting to see LJ take over Tommy's job, and I liked how sensitive he was in sort of addressing their concerns and sort of having conversations. He would make a great host, a TV host. So I wish him the best in future. Oh God, I'm already talking about his future, but anyway, I like the way he spoke to Charisse and gave her feedback, and the way he spoke to Shakira and made her feel cared for. This is why I was saying that Shakira needs a specific type of man, because he has the empathy, the care, and the patience. I think this is why I really had high hopes for them as a couple. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I really wish Shakira all the best, and I hope time away from the show will allow her to continue to heal, and hopefully she finds the man for her. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.